Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Southern Comfort Podcast. I'm your host, Keita King. Thank you for joining. Tonight is Thirsty Thursday, so if you don't have a drink, you have time to grab one, okay? I'm a little bit ahead of you. That is okay. That is okay. That is okay. But again, thank you for joining. If it's your first time joining, don't let it be your last time. If you are a recurring guest or friend or fan or family or whatever the case may be, I'm always the most appreciative of those who come on to the show. You know, today has been a day. It's been a day for everybody, I'm sure, across the world. You know, everybody has their issues, everybody has their concerns and challenges and problems. Today it goes without saying that the Southern Soul sector took a major hit, took a major loss, a lot of heartbreak going out throughout that culture. In regard to the loss of the boss, Wendell B. And I want to give condolences to the family first who lost someone that we will never know as they knew him. We know him as Wendell B. We know him as the boss. We know him, from the standpoint that we and experiences that we do. But I also want to give send out my condolences to the friends, especially the friends that we share, the friends, the fans, and people who will absolutely miss his presence on this side of earth. There's nothing that I can really say other than the fact that we all going. So find peace in just knowing to the degree that you can that he is no longer suffering. He's been battling, and I don't think his spirit gave up by any stretch of the imagination. I feel like, or I know rather, his body was tired, and so he's no longer with us, but he's also no longer in any type of distress, any type of pain, any type of suffering. And I know that doesn't make it any easier for anybody who loves him from a genuine place and loves him from a place that I never did and will never know him. But for whatever it's worth, I just want to say, keep his music alive. And I want to say shout out to DJ Godfather, who has made that promise to him that he will do that. And not to be heavy, but I would be remiss to not say anything at all about it. The last time I saw Wendell, he's suited and booted. He got his sunglasses on. He's straight star mode, and that's how I want to remember him. Okay, all right. So rest in heaven, and to Wendell B., the boss, Southern Soul. I understand you. That's a major loss. He has definitely been a staple in the Southern Soul sector. Yeah. So keep his music alive, and by all means, if you have any contacts like family or friends, reach out, and just let them know that you love them and that your heart is with them. With no further ado, guys, again, if you have not already liked the Facebook page, the Instagram page, if you're not following or subscribed to the YouTube channel for Southern Comfort Podcast, and that's Comfort with a K for Keita, make sure you do that by all means. I try to bring you the best the South has to offer. It's very heavily Southern Soul, blues music based because of my background. However, if you in the South and you making some shake, let's talk. By all means, come on the podcast. All right. I would absolutely love to have you on. So today is National Georgia Day. So shout out to Georgia. All right. That peach, shout out to them. And today is also National Grab Some Nuts Day. Not to be funny, but let's just make some things light. They didn't say what type of nuts. I'm just saying today is National Grab Some Nuts Day. Just be careful, because I don't want nobody to say, I caught a whole lawsuit because Keita King said it's National Grabbing Nuts Day. No. Let me be clear. I'm thinking they mean trail mix or something. I don't know, but anyway, at any rate, go about it however you choose. I just like for you guys to know, what it is, what's going on, what's present in today. I hope everybody is well I hope everybody's blessed. I will say this: God is absolutely amazing, and He is showing out in every aspect of our lives. And well, I'll speak specifically for me, and I have to give glory and honor. And I don't know that I've ever even done that on this show. Gosh, I don't know if I don't know if I ever did that on this show. Oh my, okay, but if I haven't, today I do. I give all glory and honor to God for everything, every aspect that He has done and is doing in my life. For the next breath I'm gonna take after I finish this sentence, I give glory. But with no further ado, I got to get into it because I have a veteran waiting. He waiting in the green room. He's waiting to come in, and he's so cute. He's so handsome. And I'm not gonna do no whole long spiel. You guys know, if you don't know anything else about my next guest, he taught you how to stand up in it. All right. So he is Mississippi's own. All right, Mr. Stand Up in It, blues singer, guitarist, band leader, the one, the only, Mr. Theodis Ealey.
How you doing, young lady?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I'm doing what my wife tell me.
Listen, that's safe. That's safe. Happy wife, happy life.
There you go.
How is your wife, by the way?
She's good.
That's
Thanks for
good.
telling you ask about her.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you make sure you let her know that I said hello, and really and truly, she should be sitting right beside you so we could talk. Because I don't feel like there's a you without her.
Oh no. Me and my music is my music is my music. My wife is my wife. But
So the music is that's good. So your music is what you own and you claim for you.
well, when I first met my wife, before we got all tight and stuff, I told her one thing you got to learn about me is is that two things that happen when it calls our goals. First of all, is my children. I have two kids at the time, and I told her when my children called me. I told her my babies. She probably thought I had babies when she found out they was 18 and 20 years old at the time.
You call them babies,
I said,
but
when my
wrong.
baby call me, I answer, and when the music calls, I go. I
Yeah.
say so. I don't celebrate too many holidays and stuff. I can't plan too many outings because I might plan to go to Vegas with you a month from now, and then somebody might call me for a gig. I say, no, I'm going to cancel our Vegas trip and do the gig.
How
So
did
we
that
have
how
got
did
a
that
good
work for you?
and we've been married for 35 years.
Well, apparently it worked. Apparently it worked. It sounded like, you know, a good partnership agreement marriage, because I feel like marriage is so much more than love. Like love don't sustain a
Ain't got
marriage. It just won't.
ain't got a thing to do with it. As a matter of fact, I tell people I'm having more fun at this stage of the marriage than I did when we was younger
Shut
because
your mouth.
we understand each other better. You know,
Growth, right?
yeah.
Growth. That's good. That's good. Well, I want to tell you, I appreciate you for coming on the show, and it is nothing shy of an honor to have you on the show. Um, I called my dad right before the show, and I was like, make sure you tune in tonight. All right. So shout out to my daddy if he's already tuned in. I'm pretty sure he is or whatever, and he's gonna want to see you. Nonetheless, you know what, Mr. Theodis, we're gonna have a conversation and we're just gonna let the world eavesdrop on. And how about that?
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. So
I
tell
thought
me about your.
I
I'm
thought I
sorry.
was already eavesdropping.
You said what?
I thought the world was already there.
They are. I'm just trying to make them feel important. That's well. Here we go. I want to know. Tell us a little bit about your background. I know you're from Mississippi.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Mississippi. I'm the 10th child. There's 11 of us. I'm the 10th one, and I'm the baby boy, and
Okay.
girl that's younger than me, which is the baby, and I'm my mama's baby boy. They tell me I was raised a spoiled brat.
Oh, I already when you said you were the baby boy,
Yeah,
I already concluded that I got one.
right. So,
Yeah.
but my two brothers before me, one is 10 years older than me, and the other one is 20 years older than me. The one that's 20 years older than me, he was a guitar. Oh, my daddy played a little guitar too. My sisters played a little guitar, but the two I'm talking about was the two that really got it down and started doing it. His name was is David, or we call him Bubba. He was like if you know blues singers like Lightning Hopkins, you know, he was like a Lightning Hopkins clone, and then when he left and went to New Orleans, my brother YZ, that's his name, YZ. It doesn't stand for anything.
That
Uh,
was his name on like his birth certificate, YZ?
yeah, YZ.
Okay.
So YZ picked up the guitar and he started playing it, and he formed a group with him and my brother Melvin. Melvin, he get mad and people call him Melvin. His name is Melvin. He's gone now. God rest his soul. But they started a band with just the two of them, just drums and guitar. And Melvin would play the drums and sing, and YZ would play the guitar. And they'd be playing little juke joints like there was a place across the. I was born on the banks of Highway 61, and we lived right there on Highway 61. And there was a juke joint across the highway from us. And I used to sit on the front porch and listen to them play over the juke joint. And then YZ started teaching me a few licks on the guitar, and then so I started playing the guitar, and then at one point they had added a bass player, and uh, and the bass player had to quit and join another group, but I do all the songs, so at the last minute they took me on the gig to play bass for them.
How old were you at that time?
13,
Oh wow.
yeah. So I started playing in nightclubs when I was 13 years old.
Wow. What was that like for you?
Oh
Mississippi boy. You on I guess the big stage, especially at that point in time.
yeah, it was fun. Yeah, we played one of the biggest stages there. We played. There's a place in Fairdy, Louisiana called Haney's Big House. If you do your research, Google Haney's Big House. That's where Bobby Blue Bland, Lil Milton, all the famous blues singers, B.B. King, all of them came through there. And we was the house band for that. So I got to be the opening act for them when I was 13 years old.
Wow. So let me ask you this. What was the ticket like? Like what was the pay like back then for
Well,
you?
my brother Melvin said that YZ used to take all the money. So I don't know. I made enough. I can't remember exactly, but I made enough to where I could take care of myself in school, and
Yeah.
I made enough where I could buy me. I wanted to buy me one of those little mopeds at the time. Mama wouldn't let me buy it though. She said she wouldn't have her son on no motorbike. But I did pretty good, you know. But the pay, I think YZ come out there with a big sack of money. I think he gave me a bill like $5 or something like that.
This
But
will do.
$5 a lot of money back then.
Yeah, especially at 13.
Yeah, that was a lot of money.
That was a lot of money. That was a lot of penny candy and whatever else you were able to spend it on at that point in time.
You young remember Jack cookies and all that. Boy, I used to get those Jack cookies and that good old go to the store and get that good old slice of lime. Oh boy, give me a soda pop whenever I wanted it.
You were as the as I've heard my family, the older generation say, you were shitting in hot cotton at that point in
Yeah,
time.
I got back.
So basically, so you kind of grew up in music,
Yes, I
having
did.
older siblings, and then being across the street from the cafe or
Yeah,
the juke joint or whatever. I know the cafe,
yeah,
but
it's
I know
cafe. It's
same
just
thing.
same place.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you grew up in it. What made you decide, you know what, I'm gonna take this to the next level and I'm start making music and I'm gonna make music that sells and it's gonna be solely, well, maybe not solely me, but it's gonna be basically my project. How did you transition to that?
It wasn't a trans. Well, I guess it was a trans. I always wanted to be a musician from the time when YZ started teaching me the guitar. I was a Chuck Berry fan, So I always wanted to be like Chuck Berry. So I always had those stars in my eyes. But then when I really transitioned to learning, I learned. I guess after I started, I went to a Merritt College when I was about Merritt Junior College in Oakland, California, when I was about 22, 23, because I found that I needed to. Uh, Instead of playing music by ear all the time, I needed to know how to talk music theory and all to the fellow musicians that I was around. So I took a music theory class, and after that I met a young man that used to play for drums for Fats Domino. I was playing guitar for him. His name was Victor Green, and Victor taught me about getting a publishing company and all that kind of stuff. And then I was fortunate enough to one of the people that was in a band I was playing in too. Their dad was Bob Gettins. That's another blues legend. Uh, he, he taught me about how to form my own little record label and all that. He taught me the music business of it. And then during that time, I was like backing other people, and it kind of dawned on me that the people that was really that was doing the entertainment portion of it, the people that
Mm-hmm.
were making the money was the front person and the singer. So I figured I had to start putting myself out front, and I always did like to write songs. So I started writing songs and attempting to be my own person. And I guess that's that. Hopefully that answers your question.
It did, and I'm just want to really kind of key in on the fact of how blessed you were to have somebody, especially back then,
Mm-hmm.
because people we didn't know, we
No,
didn't know,
we
and
did.
there's still people today who don't know, but especially back then, a lot of artists who were amazing artists that some names I didn't even know till I had a good friend in Southern Soul who kind of put me up on. Do you ever hear this song on this movie? Blah blah blah. That was written by X, Y, and Z. Well, you know what? They get no royalties for that. They get no, there was no publishing rights or credibility that goes to that person because they didn't know about it.
Yeah, I think that's why it took me a while to get me a record deal with another record company because I knew too much. When I would go to talk to them, I would always talk about my publisher and all that. And so back in the day, I went to like Fantasy Records. Then again, I went to Fantasy Records and had a guy named Ray Doval. Ray told me, he said, "Well, Theodis, you're not really a singer, but you're a great writer. So I'll offer you a writer's deal," which I should have took, but I was too stupid at the time to do it, or unlearned, I shouldn't say. But then when I think about it, years later, I found out that they had Johnny Guitar Watson on that label. Now, what in the world they were gonna do with me?
So you would have been playing second fiddle or second hand to
They
him.
didn't. Look, they didn't need me because at the time I can play pretty good now, but I was pretty good then. But yet I still don't put myself in the same league as Johnny Guitar Watson. So what were they gonna do with me if they had Johnny Guitar Watson? I laugh about that. So I just thought I should, because Johnny was a bad boy. God rest his soul.
I wish that I could tell you I even know who that is, but I know I don't.
You don't know who Johnny Guitar Watson is?
Is there
That,
another
ain't,
name?
ain't that a bitch?
Oh, wait a minute.
Don't know who Johnny Guitar Watson is? Ain't that a bitch?
But wait a minute. I don't think I ever knew. I don't think I ever put. I don't think I ever knew the name. So okay. So good lord. Okay. So what? Give me some time frame on that. What time frame was that?
Shoot, that was back in let me see, I
Eight.
came get to California in 1970, somewhere around 72, 71, 72.
Okay. 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 All right. So everybody I've talked to has, well, not everybody, but the majority of the people I've talked to on the podcast, they've always had some type of background in church. Like it was either they were part of the quartet, they led they were choir director. It was always something. Did you have a foundation and platform at the church,
The
or
only
did you?
time I had at church was I went to Sunday school with my mama every Sunday, and I was her baby boy, and she was sanctified. I'm surprised she let YZ them take me out in the clubs because she had already lost two of her sons to the devil's music, and now you're her baby. So all I did, all I had to do, I didn't come from a big church. You know, the church that I was raised in, we went to school in that church because the white people didn't give us no schools back in those days. So we had to go to school in the Masons Hall, or either in our churches. So the church that I went to was maybe they had about 5 members. You know, so I didn't do it too much playing in church. I just sit there and listen to the preacher talk. You know, but I did one of my very first songs that I played. I went across the little juke joint that YZ was playing at when I was about 7 years old, and YZ had taught me this song by BB King. It's called "Come By Here, Baby, Come By Here," and I'm pretty sure that BB stole that song from the church. It was a spiritual called "Come By Here, Good Lord, Come By Here."
Oh, I hear it. Yeah. Now, see, I know that.
Right. Well, I
I
didn't know.
When you
Well,
said the BB King joint, I didn't know that one.
I didn't know at the time that it was a spiritual, but so I was thinking, "Come on, yeah, baby, come on, yeah." That was my favorite song I learned to play. But no, I don't have a very so far as playing in church and singing in church, I don't have a big background with that. Now my wife, she was out of the choir,
Mm.
Oakland choir. She's a big time church singer. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So when you did decide that you were gonna go off on your own and do your own thing or whatever, I'm sure that you didn't have a whole lot of conviction about it because you've been doing it for a while. What was that like? And what I mean by what was that like is like what was it like to go from playing across the street at the juke joint or at the cafe or whatever you want to call it. What was that like when you went mainstream and you've talked to these labels and you know you're publishing, you know all these things are set in stone, and now it's time to go. What was that transition like?
Well, how do I answer that? It was all I can tell you is this: it really wasn't a transition for me because music has been my life,
I got
and it was just something that I did, that I've
you.
been doing. Uh, 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 I didn't get a super. I didn't get a college degree because I was chasing that guitar. When I was supposed to, I was in college doing what I was supposed to do. I didn't really do what I needed to do to get the degree and everything because I wasn't paying no attention to nothing but the music. You
Yeah.
know, so it's as music has just. I can't think of a time in my life where there wasn't a guitar and me playing music involved in it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. College ain't for everybody. It's just not, and it ain't got nothing to do with IQ, in my opinion. I went to college, I got a degree, but that doesn't mean that you know the next person is any less, or what I'm saying, or any different from me. I I use some of my degree. I'll be honest with you.
I know you do. I was getting ready to respond. Excuse me for cutting you off, because I do believe that I could be a better songwriter today if I had, what's the word I wanted, a larger for vocabulary.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because of the fact that I pretty much said everything that I want to say with the vocabulary that I know how to use, but I could have made it a little bit more unique, I think,
I got you. Yeah.
if education and a better vocabulary. So I I tell every young person that asks me about being in the music business, first of all, I tell them is that the way you be in the music business is, or any kind of business that you want to be in, you have to own it yourself. You have to say to yourself that I am. that. If even if you have to fry hamburgers, if someone asks you what you're doing, you say, what do you do? You say, well, I'm a producer, but right about now, I'm working at McDonald's. Or I'm a guitar player. So you have to discover yourself.
Right.
You can't wait for someone else to discover you. That's what makes you. That's what gives you the ups on everyone that's sitting around trying to be like the next person. And you
Right.
got to remember is that the person that does something first is the one that owns it, and the ones that's trying to utilize. There's always in the music business. There's always you're trying to well, this is what's going on now, but the person that's really doing it is the one that created that. See, like I was blessed. I went to all kind of record labels. I wrote some great songs, some to me good songs. You could play for your children and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but I came up with the thing stand up in it. Had nobody did it.
No.
No one had ever done it before. So can't nobody do it better than me. I'm the stand up in it man. Everybody else that you put stand up in it, they're acting like Theodis Ealey.
But no, you are 110% right. That's true. You coined that. You
Yeah, well, that's
create.
some people to understand is they have to coin the fact, they have to accept the fact and own the fact that they are. Don't wait for it to happen and then start to trying to do something that identify them. They don't want to sound like Beyonce. Uh, it, anyway,
No, I get it, and I want to say this. One of the things, one of my favorite quotes, and I have it written on my mirror in my bathroom. Muhammad Ali. He said, "I am the greatest," and I said I was the greatest before I knew it, and that's what I hear you saying right now.
exactly.
And so to any of the artists who are out here who are listening to the one and only Theodis Ealey, veteran
Thank
in the game, listen to this, soak this up, because you gotta know it before anybody else is gonna ever acknowledge it. You have
That's
to.
you said it better than I could ever say it.
Yes,
Uh,
that's that PWI, that white college that I went to.
well, let's thank God for them.
Thank God for them. But at the end of the day, but we joke, but at the same time, dead ass serious, because that's something that comes from within. It
Exactly.
really, really is. You own that. You are that. You embody that in every aspect of the way. I love to see you with your guitar. I love the fact that your wife supports you the way that she does.
Thank you.
And I saw you on a video. I don't remember if you were in Alabama or Mississippi, but I know that you were pulling up and you were talking to Omar, and that was a whole kind of reunion right there between the two of you guys. And you mentioned no, your wife mentioned mailbox money. I could tell that one thing about you, that and I don't know you, this is what, our second time talking, maybe
I
second
think
time,
so.
but based on the experience, what I saw with you, um you are not one of those people who's in the industry that feels like I know everything and I'm going to keep it to myself.
Oh no.
I can tell by how you embraced him. I can tell by your whole demeanor that you really, you're not trying to keep the game to yourself. So let's share the game. I know I have people on here that oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me go to the comments. Keita Hodge King, ask him what's in the future. Okay, I got you. I got you, Chicken Wayne. Shout out to Chicken Wayne, who's on the thread right now. Also to Reggie King. What's up, Dacosta Holyfield? Brother, what's up, sis? I love it. I love it. I love it. Too Smooth, yes, the legend. I'm going to show you some of these, and I'm going to go back to what I was going to ask you originally, so you can see. That's Too Smooth. Someone I'm going to ask you in a few minutes that to address, because he is coming into the industry, and I know there's a lot of game that you can share with him. Also, let's see. There is salute from Cairo Boo. Okay, so they loving you right now.
Well,
They
thank
are.
God.
And if
Lo-
I miss anybody, I'm sorry, say again.
I say I'm loving them back.
He is loving y'all back. So let's talk about the people who are on the thread right now, and they would love to probably just sit at your feet, and not from a groupie standpoint or anything like that, but to sit at your feet and just really soak up your energy, soak up your knowledge, but more than anything, your wisdom. What would you say is a few things, but some of the main things that you would tell them in regard to, especially nowadays in time, we have a lot more going on now with social media. You have all these various platforms, and I would say Breeze, he's on here too. Shout out to him; he does a great job at that. Soda Smooth. What would you say to them, given all the things that you did not have? Let's keep it core. What are the things that you would say that to them that you feel like they absolutely 100% better have if they're gonna make it in this business?
A good lawyer.
Okay, a good lawyer. Please elaborate.
Well, because uh, how can I say that the, the music business is you know it's it's a tricky business, and I put it like this: if Muhammad Ali was one of the best fighters there was in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he had a trainer, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, the trainer could see things that he couldn't see. He surrounded himself and other things. I'm surprised you mentioned him. I'm glad you, because he's one of the people that I admire. He surrounded himself with people, with nothing but great people.
Mm-hmm.
So surround yourself with people that you can trust. One of them should be a lawyer. And then the other thing is, if to me, I'm kind of old school. You don't have to do it anymore. Uh, uh, these youngsters this day and age is making such great music without knowing how to play an instrument. But I still think that the ones that really, really, really that's doing it right are the ones that know how to play an instrument. So, and I would tell them is they to take some piano lessons. You know, because if you can play the piano, you can pretty much play any instrument. Uh,
That's very interesting that you would say that. That's the first time I think anybody's ever said that, whether they play the instrument or not on the show. Okay. Well,
yeah,
for any of you out there who need lawyer or attorney, rather, representation, make sure you hit me up because I am plugged. Okay, and I don't mean that in the street aspect of it. No, I'm dead serious, because every artist, like you said, they need somebody. Contracts go and they go fast. I'm
exactly.
learning that really quick. They go fast, and sometimes the narrative or the verbiage, you need somebody to really interpret what they're saying, because it's the difference between an in and an at. You know what I mean? Those little bitty things make a big difference in regard to whether or not you get paid for this, whether you don't get paid for this, whether you're actually you're going to receive royalties, or whatever the case may be. Also, if you will, talk a little bit about making sure that you're registered with BMI, and I know I'm probably driving you crazy. I'm
Now,
gonna,
I want to allow you to relax. I always tell people, some people are, the old phrase where you can read between the lines.
mm-hmm.
I don't have people reading between the lines with me. I'm straight to forward. If I didn't want to be here with you, I'd have told you a long time ago, hey sister, I love you, but I gotta go. If you're saying anything that bothers me, I would tell you. So
I appreciate
relax, and know that you're not worrying me at all. I'm as honest to speak with you as you are to speak with me. I think we're both blessed to have each other right here at this moment.
I believe that.
Okay.
I
Now,
absolutely
your
believe.
question, first of all, like I said, I learned a lot about the music business for myself. So far as your publishing and all that, it's easy. See, young people this day and age, it's different from them than it was for me. If they want to know something about publishing, they don't have to ask me. They go to YouTube College.
He said YouTube college. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? And you know what? I learned because I'm behind the learning curve. I'm a booking agent for an artist, a Southern Soul artist. His name is Young Guy. If you don't know of him, check him out. I'll send you his stuff as a matter of fact. And there are a lot of things in regards to the publishing aspect of it that I did not know.
Stuff. I want his music.
Huh?
You say you send me his stuff. I say I don't want his stuff. I want his music.
Well, you know what I mean. I will send you his music then. Yes, but no,
I,
before.
I just figured I'd mess with you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, because it's coming back to you, honey.
Ooh,
When you plead the fifth, just stand by.
oh,
I got you. I got
yeah.
you. But no, with him, or with any artist, period. But I wanted to. I'm a nerd, so if I don't know it, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna whatever. But I did still reach out to find out what's there are unwritten rules in this too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and when I reached out, I to find out, basically my question was, what are the unwritten rules? Because that's the stuff for y'all who don't know what I'm talking about. Those are the things that are not in black and white. And so, but a lot of the black and white, like he said, YouTube, baby. Listen, had I known, Theodis, had I known, I wouldn't probably have had the college loans out that I have now. Somebody say amen. Just tap it, just type it right down there in the comments. If you got college loans, just say amen. Because we do have there is a YouTube college or education or just the World Wide Web that can teach you a lot more than you had access to when you were doing this.
Hey, man, you can learn about anything on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. You
Yeah.
can. Anything else you want to tell the people who are coming behind? Who and then we'll
But
go into something else.
if 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 uh if 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 I was in this, the people ask me when I say, what you want to leave with the people? Uh, my belief is if you go to my website right now, theodisealey.com, the very thing you're gonna read the last two verses of Ecclesiastic, and you don't have to be a Christian to believe this. All you have to do is believe that there's a force here that's bigger than us. Fear God and keep His commandment. For this is the whole duty of man. That's an unwritten rule, but it's a written rule. You got to always watch your integrity. Integrity, I think, means what you do what you doing the same thing in the dark that you would in the light in the dark that you would do in the light. You
Right.
know, just have some integrity about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just go for the first thing come to you. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Am I making any kind of sense to you?
You're making perfect sense.
Okay.
Yes, you're making
Like
perfect sense because at the end of the day, character is everything.
like
Your,
I told you, have
your name will carry you a long way. A good name,
a good name.
a good
Exactly.
name, and your gift will bring you among kings.
It sure
So,
will.
so if you got that, if you got the gift that's got, if you're wired that way, if that's how you came on this side with that gift to sing, to write, to produce, whatever the case may be, and you have the character and they parallel, it is 1 + 1 = 2, and I don't care what part of the nation you in, what part of the world you in, it is the same.
And you talking about attitude, and I would like to leave this for young people. The things that kept me strong through my life. I learned this at a young age. It is not your aptitude. It's your attitude
Mm-hmm.
that determines your altitude.
Ooh, okay, say it again. Come on, poet and didn't know it. Say it one more time for the people in the back that didn't hear it. Let's go.
It is not your aptitude,
Mm-hmm.
but it's your attitude that determines your altitude. If you can
Right
remember,
on.
that means that your attitude means everything
It does.
in every situation that you're in.
It does. It does. Your attitude is the goggles you see things through. Like
Exactly.
it really is. It's internal, but it exudes itself, of course, externally, just based on your attitude. Okay, so I'm gonna switch gears real quick before we go to plead the fifth. So tell me what your thoughts are. You came along early on, especially in the blues era when there was no, no Southern soul or trail ride or whatever the subgenres may be or whatever. um, who were your inspirations when you were coming up, outside of Chuck Berry? But who else were your inspirations?
I already told you about Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. My inspiration was
Stop.
as a young man. I guess it was Jimmy Reed, BB King, Bobby Blue Bland, Little Milton, people like that.
Okay.
And then I got a little older, I ran across a guy by the name of George Benson, and that's when I stopped practicing because I
Okay.
said I'd never be that good. so, so people like George Benson and
So
you
let
know,
me ask you this: what did when the Southern Soul was introduced to everybody, with the early ons, the Sir Charles Jones, the TK Souls, and it was no longer considered just blues, but it was an extension of blues and Southern Soul. What were your thoughts on that? How did you feel about it?
well, my thoughts on that was is that it is that if you look at my website, and my record company website, which is called IFGAM. That means IFGAM. That means I feel good about myself.
Hmm.
It says it's so long since I said it, I can't remember it. Uh, we believe that blues. I did this before Southern Soul or anybody. This is on my website. We
Hmm.
believe that blues is the expression of a feeling, whether it's good, happy, or sad
Hmm.
feeling, which can be performed in any format. See, a lot of people think that blues is you got to be ding 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 ding, ding, you know,
Hmm.
and three chords and stuff.
Yeah.
But blues is the expression of a feeling. So to me, all of it is the blues. Because like let's say now they swear to God. Now if I sang you a BB King song, oh I would, let's say I wish I sang it. Oh, I wish I had my baby back. Blah 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 blah. They'd call it blues. But then Babyface can come up and go, when will I see you again? Oh, baby, when will my heart? They don't call that blues, but it's still the expression of a feeling. But to me, he's singing as much blues as BB King. Do I
No,
make
I agree with you, and I feel like because I like country music too,
that?
but I feel like a lot of I feel like R&B, for instance, it stems from blues.
It
It
all
stems from
came from the church music in the fields. That's where it all came from. It came straight out the cotton field. People, us singing that good old gospel music. Would none of us be here if it wasn't for that? If I was the writer.
you mentioned that in your song "Bottom Looking Up," and you talk about what's funny. You do like. You talk. That is a listen. That is a song my dad would probably drink beer and get drunk to because it's got that dun, dun, that you were talking about. It's got that whole feel. But that you talk about actually in the song, guys. He's talking about a woman, but he's talking about how she done left him, and he more hurt about that than he is about being in the field. And you have to tell him the story. You have to tell him.
But tell them to Google the song. It's called Looking Up at the Bottom. See, in other words,
Look it up at the bottom.
song is about this. The song is about this. My wife wasn't at home, uh, and I was low, sad, and lonesome, and as a matter of fact, I was so low. I was so low and wanting her to come back home until I felt like I was so low I was looking up at the bottom.
Hot damn! Like,
And,
that's pretty low.
and standing in quicksand. I'm standing in quicksand and looking up at the bottom. And I feel worse than I did when I felt when I was. I'd rather be picking cotton in Mississippi than to
That's
be.
what he said, y'all. That's what he said. That's what
I,
he said.
I feel worse than I did when I was picking cotton.
You know what? I tell you what, that's some love right there. Cause I was like, no, no, and no. But all things, jokes,
Yeah,
all jokes
you do really
aside.
know. You know my music. Yeah, you
Listen,
know.
that song, I love the fact that, and we're gonna transition to Plead the Fifth, and I'm gonna let you out of here because I told you I wasn't gonna keep you for a long, long time. But I love the conversation, and I love the fact that people are getting to talk, well, hear from you that may not get a one-on-one conversation with you, like I'm able to. But I love the fact that you went from, because that, if you listen to that, that song in particular, it is a lot different from a stand up in it. It's a lot different from that song. It's a lot different from Pop the Middle. It's just down home. Just, I don't know, but I love the fact that you're able to do both. Because a lot of people, like, even for instance, one thing that I can say that you have on, one of many things I can say that you have on some who are out here right now is, of course, you do actually play an instrument, but more than anything, you can relate to both. You've been on both sides. You've been on in various sides of this. you can you can produce a song, or have produced a songs that give you Bobby Blue Bland, that may even give you a little touch of Muddy Waters, but you also stand up in it. You know what I mean? Like that.
I tell you, I tell you what Mr. Clarence Carter told me when he first met me. When I did stand up in it, I had a show at the Aircrown Theater, and God dog it, I was on the show with all of my heroes that I thought I would never be able to meet. I was on the show with Lattimore, Mr. Niche LaSalle, Tyrone Davis. At the time, Mel Waiters was just coming up,
Yeah.
and I was at the Aircrown Theater, and I'm just so happy to be in the same building with these people. And guess what? They all was looking for me. They wanted to
Yeah.
meet each other. So Mr. Clarence Carter, I went to Mr. Clarence Carter's dressing room. He had wanted to see me. He said, "Hey, how you doing, boy?" I said, "I'm all right. What's up, stand up in it?" I said, "I'm all right. How you doing?" I said, "It's really a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Carter." He said, "Yeah, well," he said, "I hear a little Clarence Carter in that song."
I be stroking.
I, I went back to my roots then. I used to use the vocabulary that I grew up with in Mississippi. I say, "You sure do."
You know what? I saw a video of you, and you were with your family.
Oh, really?
You were performing stand up in it. I want to say it was maybe on, I don't know, it was on one of these social media platforms or whatever. But you are such a fun person. You have such a good energy. You have such
Oh,
a,
you talking about with my good friend, my little nephew, Jay Red, had me over to his house for his birthday and talked me into
and you had a microphone.
lip syncing. They always lip syncing to their songs and stuff. And I
Yeah.
don't do tracks and lip sync and stuff like I haven't done. I'll be careful to say what I won't do. So I ain't gonna say I won't do it, but that's not what I do. Is tracks. I always bring a band with me, and anyway, they set up there. Come on, Theo. They start playing stand up in it. Come on, Theo. They gave me the microphone, and I clean forgot about social media. Everybody there hit their camera go. I
So
looked up. I looked up, and I was like gone viral.
yeah, that's how I
And
saw
then
it.
I've just realized within the last 6 months or so, I was thinking, I started getting calls from people. wanted me to do their birthday party. And I would tell them, I said, well, I was giving the whole spiel. You got to talk to my agent and all that, and I don't do tracks. I was just realizing that people, all they wanted me to do was to come to their birthday party and do the same thing I did to J Red.
That's it. That's all. That's it.
Y'all
That's
know
all.
who J Red the nephew is, don't you? I did a
No,
great song.
who's your nephew?
J Red.
Wait a minute. That's
Just
wait.
just
I
a red.
didn't see him in the video.
Huh?
Wait, you said who is your nephew?
What? J Red. J Red the nephew.
That
You,
okay? So J Red.
you never heard of J Red?
That's who put the video on. Because I don't even know who. I don't be paying no attention to who do what. But because I just saw you and I was like, oh, this is fun. This is a good time. But J Red is your nephew.
Well, he's not actually my nephew, but I
That's
call him.
okay. We claim him. That's all
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
J Red is your nephew.
yeah.
Okay, so let.
This song what you call "Keep on Dancing." You ever heard that one?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this before I forget because I will forget. Um, Track show versus live band show, and then we're gonna move on. I promise I'm gonna let you go.
Hey, I'm in no hurry.
Okay. Track show.
What do you mean? Like I told
Well, I'm because track show versus a live band show. Let's talk about that because there are some artists who don't that may not necessarily have a band yet. You're very musically inclined. You grew up that way. That's second nature to you. At what point in time in your career do you say, okay, no more track shows, I'm showing up with a band, or do you? Because I don't know.
but that's what I just told you. I almost said is I don't do track shows, but I'm very careful is to say I won't do something because I found out that life sometimes will make you. If you say, "Well, I will never do it," sometimes life will make you do things you said you won't do. So
Hmm.
but I have no plans of ever doing a track show unless I'm on TV or something like that.
So
You know, I
is a band is a live band the goal?
I don't feel comfortable getting
Okay.
on the stage without see. I came. Remember, I told you I came from a band. I used to bag people. I came from a band. My energy is I draw energy from the people around me, and my show is all about like being a band. So I don't feel comfortable doing a show, but then a track show. But man, like you got people that are like Pokey Bear, man. That Pokey Bear got a hell of a track show, man. Pokey don't need no band, but that's where he came from. That's what he's comfortable with. Tucker, man, young man, that boy don't need no band. Them young women crazy about him. Just all he got to get up there and start talking that talk he talk. You know,
Land.
yeah, yeah. They're great at it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't need a band, but it's almost like driving a stick shift in an automatic. If you never drove a stick shift, you can't drive it because all you can drive
One
is
is no better than the other, is what I hear you saying. It just depends. The show has to be a quality show, regardless of whether it's a
regardless
track show.
whether you got a band or tracks. It
Okay,
has
that's what I needed to know because for some reason, I feel like people feel like, oh, well, it's a track show, or she's doing she's singing from a track. It's not the same. It really depends on the artist and the performance, the performer.
there's not a better track show person in the world than my buddy Pokey Bear.
They call me Pokey. Yeah, no, but for real, like, but seriously, yes,
No,
yes, yes,
so
yes.
Jones is one of those artists, and Lenny Williams. Now they're one of those artists that they can go from. I love to see them track or with a band. See, Sir Charles, and who else I know? Sir Charles, Lenny Williams, Calvin Richardson,
Yeah.
and that new boy out there, that bad young man out there now. What that boy name? King
King
George.
George.
Man, look at that. Uh, he's good. He's good with tracks or his band. You know, some
Yeah.
some of them, some of them can do it either way.
I thank you for clearing that up because I feel like sometimes some of the artists, especially the newer artists, it's a bit of a stigma for some of the gatekeepers and the powers that be. and they're like, oh, this person is doing a track show. But no, I agree 100% with you, because if you're an artist and you're a performer, you can really do both.
Exactly.
You can do both. I'm a live music fan. I love live music. That's my preference. But I can't sit here and tell you that I've gone to a track show of some. If I genuinely like somebody that much as an artist to spend my money to go see them, then I gotta really like them. I can't say that I've spent my money to go see a track show for somebody I really like, and I feel like it would have been better with a live band. Now I love live music.
But put it like this. Let me ask you a question. Put it like this. I'm sure that Frankie Beverly could do a track show if he wanted to.
But we don't expect that from Frankie.
But you don't expect that from Frankie.
No.
That's the difference right there. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. You ready to plead the fifth?
Yeah.
I just love you. All right, let's go. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. If I get to the 5, okay, I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. At any given point in time, you can say, I plead the fifth. You ain't got to answer anything I ask you. And if you plead the fifth, I'm done. All right?
All right.
All right. So you've been given a nickname, Bluesman Lover. How did you earn that name?
There was a friend of mine out of Natchez, Mississippi, when I was putting together one of my first albums when I was with Itchy Bond Records. His name is Gregory P. Jones.
Okay.
He was pitching some songs to me, and I liked the song. He wrote a song. He said, every day and every night, I'll be a man who there'll be a man who, every day and every night, you need a man who'll be right there. You need a man that'll treat you right, a man who show you that he care. He'll take you out to dinner. He'll always be your only winner. When you need true love, he'll be the one you're thinking of. I'll be your blues man lover, baby.
Hot damn. Well, that's how it came about. That's how it came about. That's what's up. So now you heard it from the horse's mouth. That's how it came about.
On the stand-up end of the album.
Okay. You ready for question number 2?
Okay.
Everybody know the song Stand Up In It. Everybody and their mama and them know the song Stand Up In It. We got Webster, we got Merriam, we got all these dictionaries. But from the Theodis Ealey dictionary, give us your meaning behind, or your definition rather, of stand up in it. What does that mean?
To the left, to the right, you got to beat it up like fight night.
Wait. You took me fast. Wait a minute. Say it again. Start over. Say it
again. Those youngsters got a song. I forget the name of that song.
No,
it's all the roads to the left, all the roads to the right, blah, 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 blah. You got to beat it up like fight night.
I got you. So in modern day terms.
You don't get that? Or you want me to plead the fifth?
Beat the like fight night. Hey,
huh?
To the left, to the right. Beat the like fight night. To the left. How do you even know that song? Like, how do you even know that song? But okay. So, all right. So for y'all, for those of you who don't know what we were just saying, basically, no, hell no. This is your please. I'm gonna let you explain it.
I just explained
it. Okay, all right. Moving on. All right, question number 3. One must go. All right. ZZ Hill, Bobby Bland, Bobby Rush, Clarence Carter, Denise LaSalle, or Lil Milton. I'm gonna say them again.
What was the question?
One must go, meaning like one. We Never experienced. We never experienced their catalog, their music. One must go. ZZ Hill.
What you mean that when I say they must go? You mean that I never heard them? Or
Yes, like you live this life without ever experiencing their music.
oh, I got to make that choice.
Yes, sir. That's plead the fifth. Now you can plead the fifth, and I'll leave you alone. But
Okay,
all
go
right,
ahead.
so here we go. One must go. All right. So ZZ Hill, Bobby Bland, Bobby Rush, Clarence Carter. Gotta throw a female in there. Denise LaSalle or Little Milton.
I plead the fifth.
I'm through. I'm done. I'm done.
All right.
I'm done. I love that. And I also love the fact that you came on the show tonight. This has been so fun, so educational and inspirational too. For me. I know today was a bit challenging. We didn't talk about it in detail, but I appreciate you for pushing through whatever it was and coming on the show. I do. Now
I,
tell the people, I know you got a big show coming up with I think Fat Daddy and I think King George. You got a big show coming up.
they can go to my website, theodisealey.com, and see all the shows I got coming. I got more than one show coming up.
Well, I know you got more than one show. I was just saying. I was just saying. Listen, we have to keep in touch.
Well, you got me. You got everything about me.
I do. It has been nothing less than an honor
Like
to
like
have you.
like we used to say when we was kids, we playing checkers, baby. It's your move.
Hey, I'm gonna use that one more time. We playing checkers, baby. What?
It's your move. You said
We playing checkers, baby. It's your move. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it right here from the one and only. I think the world of you, and I look for. Oh, Shawana wanted to know what you have coming up outside of the shows. I guess if you're gonna do any more music, and we're gonna get out of here.
well. What I'm working on is uh is I want to go back to my roots.
Mm,
I want to go back to playing just me, my guitar, and a microphone. No band, just me, my guitar, and a microphone. And I want to go and do shows. I want to do shows in like little juke joints. I might, hopefully, it raised to the point to where I can do them at big concerts.
mhm,
I'm working on going back to my roots and
mm.
just me, my guitar, and a microphone. That's
I
what
love.
I'm. And I'm working on a CD of me doing that. No instruments, just me, my guitar, and a microphone.
I love that. That's
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 like,
actually a good album title. Me, my guitar, and a microphone.
and somebody might steal it.
Listen, it's on record. You better not steal it. No, I love that, and just promise me that I'll have a ticket and I can come see it live and in person.
Ain't no problem. I would love to have your energy.
I would
And
love to
tell
be there.
you tell all the young people out there is that I'm not like most older people that think that just because they're young they don't know anything. I tell them I would love to talk to them because I never ever ever talked to a young person that was real that I didn't learn something from. So I draw my energy from my youth. So I love getting sitting down talking with them because
Hmm.
they think they learning something. I'm the one to be listening. I be learning a whole bunch of stuff from talking to these young people.
And you know and it's I think it's wise that you are so open and it's so spiritually healthy that you are so open because those are the energies that keep you vibrant and those are the energies that keep the younger ones who are drawing from you. It keeps them out of harm's way. It keeps them wise. It keeps them motivated and energized. So it's a happy marriage and a dual connection. And I just appreciate you so much.
Guys, you forgot about I pleaded the fifth. You still talking?
No, you played the fifth. That's it. But hold on. You want me to ask you another? Because I had five
Oh,
questions.
no, no, you still talking. I was teasing with you. I thought you said you were gonna stop talking once I pleaded the
No,
fifth.
I was gonna stop asking you questions.
Oh, good,
Yeah,
good.
that was it. You
I
you pled
don't
you pled the fifth on the third one, so I'm done. This is actually this is the outro.
my battery getting low on my phone.
Well, my battery getting low in my body, so I I will talk to you later. I appreciate you. You have a great night. Okay.
All right, God bless you.
Be
Thank
in touch. God bless you. Bye.